Shalom. Kol halalim la Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of that body. Shalom to the 144,000 and one third. May peace and blessings be upon you and your households and the spirit of endurance. Okay. And we are coming to that time. All right. A lot of major changes are going to take place, Lord willing, this year. And that's only for the betterment for the elect, because you've got the kingdom coming. For the rest of yous that want to stay in this world, that want to prolong Esau Edom's kingdom, the Lord got something special for you. All right. But nevertheless, all praises, Salakia. But nevertheless, let's get going. Otherwise, once again, Kal halalim na Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Shalom Babakar. It's 4:38 a.m. on Tuesday, the 3rd of February, 2026. And Brakti Yahweh Bashem Yashai, the Lord is speeding up the time for the elect's sake. All right. Let me just go to this. Now, as you can see, I'm not going to play the video. All right. Because it's a 26 minute 42 second video, and there's various news various subjects within that particular area. But the focus here is, as you can see here, is it curtains for London's nightlife? We look at whether the plans to save it will work. All right. Now, London, all right, because I was born and raised here, right, was a very, it was I'm talking mid 90s, right, was a very fun place to go out. Various clubs, beautiful women of all nations, great music. Obviously, Jake with his music coming from America, the hip hop and R&B, and then you had your UK counterpart, Jake's. It was a very so-called fun time. Okay, you got to understand, this is obviously way before the truth. All right, I was in my 20s, late teens, early 20s. So it was a different world. Yes, it had a nightlife. And London, London, New York, Paris have always been the key cities from France, America, and United Kingdom that were always mentioned, all right, as cities with clout, cities with backing, cities that are known for quality, luxury. Hence the reason why it's always mentioned, usually on certain colognes and certain products and services. Now, London, as Esau Edom would say, is like a third world country. And yes, Galatians 6 verse 7, you reap what you sow, so-called YT man, Esau Edom, the caveman, the woodlouse, the wild man, took his riches through theft, deleting people, stealing, graping, all right, from those SHIT countries, okay, that he calls SHIT now, but there he was there for hundreds of years, graping it, okay, and all right, he was there graping it. Then he turned it into a complete shell of what it was, and now calls it SHIT country. And now those same people he stole from are doing the same thing to his country, but in a different way. Most of the people work, right? But you got these people that also do a lot of underhanded tactics as well, whether it's fraud or whatever, right? And that's us ultimately, these people getting Esau Edom, and Esau Edom's kingdom is falling apart because the Lord has said, paraphrasing scripture, the Lord Yahweh Shemashah has set bounds that they cannot pass. There is an expiration date, and we are approaching the expiration date. It's like a gallon of milk, or you buy a carton of milk. All right, you got the last, you've opened the carton and you've got to consume it. I believe, is it 2 days or 3 days? Something like that, right? Okay, so we basically got the last 24 hours left, if you look at it that way, okay, of this kingdom. All right. It's not long before it completely collapses, and the signs are there. The mirth is drying up. Okay, people are miserable. People, can't afford to spend money and go out, and they don't have that disposable income anymore. Okay, Haggai 1 and 6. Let's go to the scripture. Let's go to scripture first, because I've been speaking long enough, and Lord willing, And one more thing, if you can watch Elder Amawan Gabar's video on the Karagma, I just watched that. It's 24 minutes, 44-second video. All right. I caught it this morning about 3:30. Beautiful, edifying lesson by the elder. Subscribe to the men of the Lord, the men of Great Millstone, if you wish. I hate to use the term wish, but I'm using English terms that you understand. If you wish to learn, or if you have the heart to learn, all right? For you Israelites, you're going to be good if you're the elect. If you're the 2/3, you're going to get your just dues. All right, for you heathens, you're finished. All right. Haggai 1 and 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Okay? So every time you're earning money, you got a lot of people complaining. We've seen videos of our elders and apostles and other brothers, part of the Great Millstone camps, right, worldwide. Brakti Abashimashai 444, right? Have made numerous videos, a collage of videos. I think it's GMS Dedication. That brother makes excellent videos, man. Where shows all these videos from different parts of the world, or mainly America, really, but different parts of the world also, of women complaining, saying, "Oh, this is I'm earning the most money I've ever earned in my life, right? I'm earning more money than I ever did before, but I still can't stay afloat." Okay, they can't still basically keep their head above water. It's like they're sinking. It's like they're scraping and scrambling like a person who can't swim. They're in the water, like just hitting their legs hard, moving them hard, like they're running a marathon, not like they're running a race, right? And using their hands, but they're just about, their head goes underwater, then they push themselves back up. Then they can breathe for like a millisecond. Then their head goes underwater, they push themselves up, then they can breathe for another millisecond. Okay, they can't survive. Okay, so if you don't have disposable income, and companies are closing, don't you think there's a chain reaction to that? Because every action has a reaction, right? You can't subtract money, jobs, income. You can, but what I'm trying to say is, if you subtract money, job, and income, right, and then there's also the element of inflation, people are not going to have that money. So obviously, if they don't have that money to spend, these other places, these other establishments are going to close. Okay, hence the reason you got this statement. Is it curtains for London's nightlife? We look at whether the plans to save it will work. And this is from 6 days ago. Okay, and let me just read what people are saying. People don't make enough money to waste it on nightlife. 139 thumbs up. Okay, too expensive, too cold, too many problems. Biggie used to say, more money, more problems. These people don't have any money, so they've still got problems. Too expensive, too cold, too many, too expensive, too cold, too many problems. Ain't nobody got time and money to have nighttime fun. Okay, nighttime fun. Let's see what people are responding. Come on. Billionaires continue to get richer whilst ITV News scratches their heads wondering where all our disposable income has gone. Nightlife is a seasonal thing nowadays. Spring and summer are generally cheaper and more cheerful. Yeah, who wants to pay £12 a pint? Well, I don't know what that is. What's that? $15 to $16 a pint? A pint of beer? Maybe, around about that mark. Businesses are being strangled financially and people have less money than ever to spend. It's not rocket science. We've effed it. Okay? It is too expensive to go out. No one can afford £1,000 for a pint. London nightlife is still better than another place in the UK where it's dying. I don't know what they're talking about. They're probably Gen Z. London is not like how it used to be, man. No way. Shit, I hate going on the trains, especially to London. I hate the damn trains anyway. Transport home is whack. Prices are whack. Too expensive. DJs are shit. Well, shit. Of course, the music is trash. All right. The daughters of music, paraphrasing scripture, the daughters of music have been brought low. All right. There's no love or romance in the music anymore. Everything's about, especially the grime music in the UK, right? Ching, splash, I'm gonna buck you. Talking about stabbing, shooting, um, and then you got then you got the what do you call them, drill music. Then you got this garbage mumble rap. All right. And then you got all this crappy music with robotic voices. You know, it just doesn't have that soul in it anymore. Now, even the youngsters in their 20s are listening to old school music from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You know what I mean? I listen to music from my era, you know, which is 80s and 90s. Mainly the 90s because I was in my 20s then. So yeah, hip hop, R&B. Obviously, I still like the jazz and rock and roll and all that because it's all Jake music, isn't it? All right, let's see what people are saying. I just want to get cross sectional feedback from people. It says, "Damn, what did the DJs do?" 10 years ago, pubs was this guy can't even speak English correctly. 10 years ago, pubs was so busy on a Saturday night. Me and my friends could hardly move through and find a table. Now it's mostly empty. Yeah, he's right about that. I remember about 2014, 2015, it was kind of okay. It was still shit back then as well. It's even worse than now. I mean, going to a club is bullshit, man. I got no, hell no. If the music ain't right, nah. I haven't been to a club in 10 years, man. It just doesn't appeal to me anymore. Does not appeal to me anymore. Because you know what it is? The hopeful elect have pulled out of this kingdom, right? As the hopeful elect have pulled out, because the elect are, have a spiritual energy in this under the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Shai that makes this world tick under the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Shai. Now the elect have come out of that world, so therefore the elect is being sealed and they're coming out of that. And as we're coming out of that under the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Shai, and Esau is reaching his end, his expiration date, this world is falling. Simple as that, okay? Now, we've got a cross section. We read Haggai 1 and 6. People don't have the money no more. Right? I'm going to go to a couple more scriptures. All right? I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet, because I know Jake got a short attention span, just like most of us, because our minds are racing sometimes. Okay? The mirth. Let's go to Isaiah 24. Okay, let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah 24 and 8. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoiceth, Salakia. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. Okay, verse 9. They shall not drink wine with a song. Okay, I remember having a drink back in the 90s. When we used to drink, the drink was different, man. You get like a real energetic buzz, maybe because you're young in it, energetic and all that. That could be the factor also. But it was a different feeling in the air. It was a different, the sun was always shining back then. I remember, you go back to university or college after the summer holidays, and it'd be the October sky. It'd be a blue sky, kind of a warm little sunshine. You could feel autumn coming in the air. All the girls would come back from, different parts of the country or abroad or whatever. Man, and they'd be all looking good. Girls from different nations. Whew, lovely, especially back then. And, everybody's raring to go, and we'd have a drink, and man, it was a different feeling back then. But this is very bleak now. People are drinking to drown their sorrows. People are drinking to numb their pain. Now, if you look at it, Esau, Edom is basically flooding the YouTube with free movies, free shows from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, so people can bury their heads in the sand, so Esau, Edom can do what they need to do behind closed doors, so they can catch you. Okay? Okay? What's that scripture that comes to mind? When they say peace and safety, sudden destruction cometh upon them like a woman in travail, and they shall not escape. If you watch the movie 2012 with what's that guy, man, from the movie Pushing Tin, John something Cusack, John Cusack, whatever. Yeah, he was in that movie as a limo driver, and you got Arnold Schwarzenegger on the news while his ex-wife is making breakfast or pancakes for the children in the kitchen on a Saturday morning. You know, it's a Saturday morning, sun is shining, right? And Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "Oh, everything's gonna be okay, nothing to worry about." And guess what happens then? The earthquake happens. The floor opens up, and the world is ending. All right, that's a movie about ending of the world. The world is not going to end, but what we're coming to is the end of this empire. Okay, an expiration date. Okay, like the book of Daniel. Okay, the head of that statue in the book of Daniel was gold. I believe that was Babylon. Then it was the Persian captivity, silver body, I believe, and so forth and so on. We're at the concrete feet. And the concrete feet represent this weak ass kingdom, just like these busted concrete roads. They're always cracked, full of potholes, you know? Okay, the electricity's going in and out all the time. If you look at that, this never happened to me in the 80s. I mean, I don't remember none of this shit. Everything was solid back then. Electricity, there was no like, lights flickering. Now we're getting that now in 2026. Yeah, the roads are worse than ever. I never saw that in the 80s. There were bins everywhere in the 80s. There were public bathrooms everywhere in the 80s. There were, pubs, bars. There was a pub on every single road in the 80s, so you can get drunk and walk home. And then your wife would have like fish and chips warm in the oven for you or some kind of nice food. Right, that's all gone. All right. People are SHITing in the streets. All right. This place is done. Okay. All right. Salakia for that. Let me go back to the scriptures. The mirth of tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. No joy no more. Verse 9, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Okay. Verse 10, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. They've got parts of the country of the UK, right? Especially shops and stores that are derelict. They've got malls that used to be popping. I remember in the mid 90s, certain malls I'd go to, there'd be girls sitting in that spot, there'd be pretty girls working at checkouts, there'd be pretty girls working at, back in the day, man, every time you go to the mall, there's always be a cute thing, at the cash register. Nowadays, a bunch of bunch of old ladies, that factor ain't there no more. You know what I mean? And the place is just dry. There's nothing there. It's like like a dystopian situation within the mall. It's like all empty. All you can see is like probably like, what do you call them? The tumbleweeds or whatever, like you've seen cowboy movies. It looks like that. It's just empty, dusty, everything boarded up, right? And then what the government have done is basically painted fake windows and fake people and fake shop fronts to make it look like they're still open and lively instead of shut up with those metal shutters and painted all black or plastered over with paper saying closed or whatever. They've actually made painted fake flowers, fake windows, fake doors, even on houses that are derelict and shut up, you know? So basically, they're trying to create the illusion that, okay, everything's still lively, but everything's closed. Homes, derelict shops and stores, even my local high street, which is a stone's throw from where I reside. Most of the banks are shut down. And most of the homeless people, Deuteronomy 30, verse 7, the curses are coming upon our enemies. Most of the homeless people I see, and I live in a very brown area, okay, of brown people, different nations. Esau, Edom's here too, but I'm just saying, right? Most of the homeless people are Edomites, and rightfully so. F them. Verse 11, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Mirth is excessive laughter and joy. There is no excessive laughter and joy anymore. Okay, except the elect have that excessive laughter and joy. We have the hopeful elect have excessive laughter and joy because we know what's coming. We know what time it is. And guess what? The most beautiful part, right? We have the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. And the Lord is dealing with his people, all right? His elect, whoever they are across the four corners of the earth. Me as a hopeful elect, man, you know, um, you have you have your times when you're down, but the Lord always picks you up. The Lord just knocks you on the head, say, "Son, get up." Might show you a spiritual number, might show you something that will, give you a spiritual boost. You know, because sometimes we're in the flesh and we feel tired, we feel weak, we got the aches and pains or whatever. You might be going through something, whatever it is. Okay, we got the kingdom coming, man. And remember one thing, Jake, we have to go through the trials and tribulations of this kingdom ending if we have to get into the kingdom. It's not, if we're going to get into the kingdom, it's not a cakewalk. You're not going to be sitting easy, on the beach somewhere, and chilling there until the Lord returns. You're going to have to go through your trials and tribulations. All right. Let's go read verse 11 again. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Okay. Let's read verse 12 as well. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. Okay. The city is already, listen, full hell hasn't even broken yet. And the cities, especially the UK, right, is looking very desolate. Very, very desolate, very empty, very dry. These weirdo characters walking around like that. It's like zombie movies. You know what I mean? Talking to themselves. It's very, very eerie. And it's going to get worse. Okay? All right. The mirth of the land is gone. Okay, let's go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. Okay? Grinding. As Jake talk. I'm going to go to grind, yo. I'm on the grind. Hey, Tommy, where you at? I'm on the grind. I'm grinding, making my money. I'm making that paper. Huh, literally is paper. Monopoly money. But right? And the grinders cease because they are few. Lack of work. And those that look out of the windows be darkened. You look out the windows, for people, for heathens and 2/3 or unelect jakes, right? They're worried, they're perplexed, thinking, what the hell's going on? These MFers are worried about when so-called Christmas was around, all these demonic holidays. Oh, the spirit of Christmas is not there no more, man. The spirit of Christmas is not there no more. Nobody's in the spirit anymore, and it doesn't even feel like Christmas. Well, obviously, why? Because the Lord is strangling this world to death. Okay? This world is done. Okay? It's done. Verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets. Okay? Things are shutting down. When the sound of the grinding is low, no work, no disposable income, no money, no honey. And even if you have got a good job, right? Inflation. All right? Look at the brothers, one of my favorite camps, GMS San Francisco. The brothers, and San Francisco was a beautiful place once, minus the bundle of sticks and FAGGOTSs. All right, it was a beautiful city, right? And that place is, you got to have a 6-figure salary to survive in that place, man. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And same thing in the UK, London. People are living in like these Japanese, was it Chinese style little rooms or whatever? What do you call them? Those miniature rooms. People are doing that right now. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay, music plays a high, plays a big part. It's that verse that comes into my mind of Dr. Dre's song. My life's like a soundtrack I wrote to the beat. I think it's in the Still Dre album. Is it Still Dre or is it 2001? Chronic 2000 or whatever it was. Um, sometimes, you haven't listened to an album, you haven't seen the title for a while, you might forget. The one with the song Still Dre. Um, you know, I think it's that one, or is it the Chronic first album? One or the other. He said, "My life." Dr. Dre said, "My life is like a soundtrack I wrote to the beat." That's what Jake is like. When you could be walking down the street, you got a certain song in your mind, you know, whatever it could be. Like back in the day, you could get yourself together, get a haircut, get fresh, showered up, put your fresh clothes on. Sun is shining. You got R&B track in your head because you're going to see a woman, or you've pulled a woman and she's fine as an MFR, and you're about to go and see her. You're about to go and get some. You know, and you're in that mindset. That's how it used to be 25, 30 years ago. That's not there anymore. This place is done, man. All right. And he shall rise up with the voice of the bird, and the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay. That element, that vibration of, that's like that song, It's a Beautiful Morning. All that is just, all these classics. People, that's why people listen to old music, to try and feel like they used to. Or you got even a lot of youngsters that weren't even born in the 70s and 80s and they didn't experience those eras. And they say, oh, we missed out so much. We missed out so much. A lot of these youngsters, Gen Z, don't like this era. This place is done. Okay. So that nightlife of London is not coming back. New York nightlife is not coming back. Los Angeles, etc., etc., etc. All right. You might have a couple of the odd club here and there, right? That might be open. Okay. And when the Charagma is implemented, Revelation 13:16, there might be exclusive clubs for those that still want a club. You have to take the CHIP, of course. All right. But for the most part, how it used to be, those days are not coming back. All right. Those days are not coming back. It's only going to get worse until the Lord returns. All right. Okay. I think I'll read one more scripture. It's been 27 minutes now. I paraphrase quite a few scriptures. So it's Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Esau Edom, the so-called YT man, has been weighed. Okay, they cannot go past a certain, they can't expand their rulership like an elastic band. Okay, they don't have their rulership is not based on an elastic band. Their rulership is based on thread. Okay, and that thread is about to snap. Okay, they cannot pass. All right, our rulership is going to be eternal. We're not going to ever have a heathen rulership over us ever again. We're not going to have. You're not going to. You know what goes in my mind when I think about the kingdom coming? I think about not ever having to work again, not having to have some Edomite tell you what to do. Not having to go to job interviews again. Putting on whatever kind of job you do, you always sometimes chuck on a tie, right, just to look sort of, make the extra effort to get that damn job. You don't have to do all that weird shit again. You don't have to get up early hours again. You don't have to go through the aches and pains. You don't have to have no heathen ruling over you. Walking on this concrete. There's so many things that you hate about this place. The Israelites under the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahshai are the real eternals, man. The real eternals. And we got amazing things coming, man. Really amazing things. All right. Job 14:5 again. Seeing his days are determined. All right. Like somebody lives. So-and-so was born. His name is, let's just say, his name is John Smith. Right. He's born 21st of July, 1945. And the Lord has already got it, the Lord has already ordained where that John Smith will live approximately 45, maybe 50 years, maybe 55 years. All right, whatever is ordained. And you cannot go past that. Okay? The same with Esau Edom's kingdom. All right. This place is done. It's not coming back. All right. Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. You've been weighed, Esau, Edom. Your kingdom is done. It's not coming back. All right. I'm going to leave it there now. All praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yashai, Bashem Rakakwadash, Mawatha Bad Babal, Kwam Yashrala, Shalom.